So here is the first of two videos I'm going to do about the Monza Grand Prix at the weekend. This one I'm going to keep fairly short, but I'm going to just go through something with you that I find really disgusting, and that is the anti-Hamilton narrative, and it comes from both F1 TV and it comes from Sky Sports F1. I'll take you through the footage. I'll show you first what it is that the issue is, and then I'll take you through why the issue is what it is. So I can play you little bits of footage, but it's going to be short bits. So here we go.
As they cross the line to complete lap one.
Okay, so we're finishing the first lap. The leader there is Piastri, and he's just about to, well, he is just going on to the second lap of the race.
Is Oscar Piastri half a second clear of Charles Leclerc.
Now, we're seeing here Verstappen radio, the graphic on the right hand side of the screen. What you've got to bear in mind is this graphic is created by F1 TV. They will have heard a radio message and they have chosen to play that radio message. Like Max Verstappen, what he's saying to his team, F1 TV have heard that and have decided we are going to show the world, we're going to play the world this message. Okay, they've chosen this.
Dream start for him.
Lewis didn't leave the car's width.
Lewis didn't leave a car's width. Okay, F1 TV are playing the world. Max Verstappen complaining that Lewis didn't leave a car's width.
I mean, I got the penalty for that, so.
And I got a penalty for that. So Verstappen's trying to get Hamilton a penalty. Okay, that is what is happening. Verstappen is trying to get Hamilton a penalty. So you can see here we've got McLaren, Ferrari, then it's Hamilton, and there's Verstappen. All right, that's at the end of lap one. F1 TV have chosen that. When you are a broadcaster and you have all this information at your disposal, you can choose whether or not to play that to the world. If it's irrelevant, why would you play it? If it is likely to incite people, why would you play it? If it is false information, why would you put it out there? So, let's just rewind this and have a look. Let's have a look where Lewis didn't leave a car's width, okay?
We are ready in the heat of Monza.
So we're about to get going.
It's lights out and away we go. Piastri
Okay, I've got to keep pausing it every few seconds.
slightly quicker off the line. Norris moves over to try and cover him. Here
Okay.
comes George Russell.
Now, there's Hamilton. You can see there. Now, there's the edge of the track. Where are you expecting Hamilton to leave room? Because that white line's the edge of the track, and that's where Hamilton is.
Russell though, Lando Norris leads.
So Hamilton is here, where I'm waving my cursor. So on the left-hand side of row of cars, you've got McLaren, Ferrari, then it's Hamilton's Mercedes. Over on the right-hand side, you've got there Max Verstappen over there. All right.
Piastri moves to the left to put pressure on George Russell.
God knows what George is doing there, losing his back end on the grass. So coming round the corner, you've got a McLaren, you've got the second McLaren, you've got two Ferraris, you've got Hamilton there that's going to take the inside line to turn one. Verstappen's over here.
Into the first corner. Russell.
There's Hamilton. They're the two Red Bulls behind. What's the issue?
Locks up. Lando.
Aerial view. So we've got McLaren, Ferrari. Hamilton's on the outside of the Ferrari. The two Red Bulls are behind. Hamilton hasn't got to leave any Red Bull any room there.
Norris leads from Oscar
And again, he's not got to leave any room there. He's coming around the corner.
Piastri. The two
No issues.
Ferraris get slightly pinched.
So, turns 1 and 2, no issues. Absolutely nothing to complain about by Verstappen.
Russell is going to have to concede places. He took to the runoff area, but they've got.
So, Russell has made it back onto track, but has lost momentum, obviously.
The start right.
So, we've got Hamilton there, Russell there, Verstappen behind.
And Lando Norris leads through Curva Grande.
Very
Okay, so Mercedes, Verstappen's behind.
smart from the two McLaren drivers. Piastri
We cut away, so we can't actually see much here, but you've got to see what we've just seen.
tucked in. Norris gave him the slipstream.
You look here, we've got here's Hamilton's car. Verstappen's over here, okay, but he's clearly behind because you can look at the perspective. He's behind. Hamilton's not crowding him out off the track there, is he? Hamilton's where I'm waving my cursor. Verstappen's over here. There's no crowding going on by Hamilton.
And then they didn't squabble.
Okay, let me try and zoom on this. So the two McLarens are entering the chicane. Ferrari. There's Hamilton there. Okay, Verstappen on his outside.
Too much in the first.
Well, you're on the track. What are you worried about? Is Hamilton following the same line as the Ferrari that's in front of him? Absolutely.
Chicane.
Now let me just. There you go. Now if you just let's just go back 5 seconds.
Norris gave him the slipstream, and then they didn't squabble too.
Right, Verstappen, you're on the outside. Are you alongside him on the outside? No, you're not. You're behind him. He's the car ahead of you. He's got the inside line of the corner. You back out.
Too much in the first.
He's taken a tight line around the corner.
Okay, they.
Not a problem. Now, let me tell you how to take this corner, Max. Because I know back in 2021, you didn't have a clue. Let's have a look.
Monza, this is before they hit each other and crash.
Before they hit each other, and Max ended up on Lewis's head. Before they hit each other. Thanks for that, Karoom.
This is at the chicane. Lewis again on the outside, goes in, Max.
Lewis on the outside. Max.
Watch his hands here.
Full lock. Lewis is on the outside. He was alongside there.
Look at the amount of steering lock at this point.
In fact, let's just double check where they were.
Again on the outside, goes in.
Oh, Lewis's tyres are fully alongside. Okay, fully alongside one another. You were never at that point in this year's race, Max.
Max, watch his hands here. Look at the amount of steering lock at this point. He's gone in so quickly that it's understeering all the way out to that white line. He can't slow it down enough to give Lewis the room, so Lewis has to go.
So he crowds Lewis Hamilton off the track, okay, and he can't slow it down enough to give the other competitor room, so he's out of control. So you're driving out of control and you've crowded somebody off track. That's a penalty. That's at least a 5-second penalty. Could be a 10-second penalty, and it's 2 penalty points on your super license.
Go across that runoff area again. And in all of these occasions, I think Lewis somewhat compromises by bailing out, by
Lewis is the one that compromises by preserving his chances in the race, by avoiding being crashed out of a race by somebody that shouldn't be in that race because they're driving in an unsafe manner. But Lewis somewhat compromises, according to Karen here.
going over the white line, by going across the runoff area here. Brazil, turn 4.
Yeah, we know about Brazil. Let's go back to this year's Monza race. And what we'll do, we'll show how all these cars come round this corner. So we'll lead into it. They've got the two McLarens side by side here. Car on the outside.
Norris gave him the slipstream. And
look at this car on the outside, like Lewis and Max in 2021. Lewis was on the outside in 2021. What happened?
then they didn't squabble too much.
Does Lando carry so much extra speed? And it's understeer, out to the white line. And what's his name there? Oscar somewhat compromises by having to bail out. Is that right? Is it
Much in the first chicane.
Where's Lando there? Lando has left track room for the other car. So 2 cars can make it around there, can't they? Strange.
They are.
Let's have a look at the other cars going round here, shall we? After we've seen the overtake there that Lewis was going to do in 2021 before Max would have been willing to crash him out of the race. Let's have a look at these cars back here and how they make it around this chicane.
In the second
Oh, so side by side with Maxwell Verstappen. It's George Russell.
chicane.
Oh, these 2 cars abreast going through a chicane. These 2 cars abreast going through the chicane. Is the car on the inside just driving straight across to this apex, to this curbing here, to cut the other driver off? Are they carrying so much extra speed that it's understeer, 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 and bunt the other driver off the track?
Squabbling.
Oh, so we've got 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th.
And Piastri.
Oh, and now it's cut off. At least 4 pairs of cars can manage it, but not Max in 2021. And no penalty. No penalty. So, on from that.
He takes the lead at the attack.
So we've got the McLarens, Ferrari, and Lewis. And then you can see how far back Max is.
Italian Grand Prix and Norris under pressure.
And you can go and look at the footage for yourself. For the rest of that lap, Max does not even get close to Lewis. But at the end of that lap, F1 TV choose to play us all this message about Lewis not leaving him a car's width. And Max got penalised for that. F1 TV have got the footage. They know that it's a lie of a message. They know that there's no substance to it. They know that it's false information, that it's wrongly vilifying a guy, wrongly vilifying Lewis Hamilton, wrongly accusing him of committing an infringement, and yet they choose to play it to the world. What are you doing, F1 TV? Why are you vilifying Lewis Hamilton when he did nothing wrong? Why are you allowing Max Verstappen's voice to be broadcast to the world to incite the crazies, to incite the conflict? This is what media is doing. They are putting out a narrative for their agenda. And it is truly disgusting. Truly disgusting. You're hyping up the fans that hate Lewis. And you're going, oh, yes, give Lewis a penalty. Give Lewis a penalty. And the guy did nothing wrong. It's disgusting. Now, let me cut to one of the audio clips that I recorded and show you a contrast of something. So this is Brundle. This is in and around the time, okay? In and around the time. This is Brundle talking about another driver.
We saw on board there with Fernando. He always has, especially at the start, a massive scan going on.
Oh, we're on board with Fernando. Fernando always has, especially at the start, a massive scan going on. Oh, Fernando. Do you remember back in the 80s and 90s, we had one driver that was cast as being super intelligent, you know? One driver was bigged up as being the professor against the other one that was just a reckless hard racer. Yeah? Remember that? Prost, the professor. Yeah? What we saying about Alonso?
His work rate's enormous, like that. Just scanning, making sure nobody's lunging him. And the man who used to be the ultimate lunger, of course, is right in his mirrors, Daniel Ricciardo.
He is, and that was a lunge too late on that occasion from Daniel Ricciardo, going off the track, rejoining after locking up his tyres.
Let's play that again about Fernando.
We saw on board there with Fernando. He always has, especially at the start, a massive scan going
Fernando always has a massive scan going on.
His work rate's enormous, like that.
Oh, his work rate's enormous.
Just scanning, making sure nobody's lunging him. And the man who used to be the ultimate lunger, of course, is right in his...
So Fernando is the professor, isn't he? You know, Fernando is the one that his work rate's incredible, and he's got so much awareness around him. Always, aware of who's around him and who might, hit him and crash him out of the race. Fernando, he's incredible, isn't he? Lewis didn't leave me a car's width. Lewis, somewhat compromised by bailing out. Oh, so the guy that's the 7-time world champion, according to you, but in reality, at least 8, probably 9, now that we know that Red Bull are definitely... Well, we knew Red Bull were cheating anyway, so 2023 title will be Hamilton's as well. So 9-time world champion Lewis Hamilton, and that's when we don't include 2016 where his own team screwed him, and we don't include 2007 when it's likely that the sport screwed him as well. But they're for future challenges. Well, 2021 is the one that we're certainly going to ensure that Lewis Hamilton gets credited with. The others will do some digging afterwards and see what we do then. But we'll be calling the shots by then. So, what will be, will be. Anyway, this is the narrative. Fernando Alonso, this genius, this one that's, got so much awareness, doing his scan, working so hard. Max Verstappen, the greatest you've ever seen. But what about the guy that is certainly an 8-time world champion? Why aren't you saying, well, he's the one that's having a scan. He's the one that is working so hard to ensure that he's not going to get caught up in a collision. He's the one that's driving with a sixth sense. Well, every time Lewis Hamilton is the one that his skills aren't given the credit that they deserve. He's the one with superior skills to them both, and yet Hamilton is not the one who is given the credit for it. Why is that? Now, I don't understand. I do not understand. And so therefore, you try to go through what reasons they might have. Why on earth would you try to present Alonso as being this kind of genius, like a professor type of Prost kind of figure, that kind of narrative, but not Hamilton? Why would F1 TV play a message vilifying Hamilton when Hamilton had done nothing wrong? Why is that? Now, is this sport racist? Is it because Lewis Hamilton has got a darker shade of skin than the white boys? Is that what it is? Is that what it is? Is that your problem? Because I think it's pretty disgusting. I am what is classified as a white man. But that bit should be irrelevant. What should be relevant is I'm just a person. Lewis Hamilton is just a person. He is a brilliant driver. That is the bit that should be the most important thing here. But you're not acknowledging that. Why are you not acknowledging that? Those are the questions I have. What would your reasons be for not acknowledging that he is the best that we have seen at doing this? Is it that it's just a rich man's little plaything? A rich white man's plaything? And he's just come along and obliterated you all? And you don't like that? And so you have to keep trying to do him down and present others as having skills and abilities that he doesn't have, when the proof is there that he's head and shoulders above everybody else. It's absolutely ridiculous and it's absolutely disgusting. So, yeah. I mean, Strap-on, what's he doing these days? now that he's not in that rocket ship of a car where he could have given everybody a 2-lap head start and still won. Oh, Max Verstappen's the best you've ever seen. Adrian Newey's designed this best car. This the best Formula One car of all time. Well, it's because it's not a Formula One car, right? To be a Formula One car, it has got to comply with the Formula One technical regulations. And if it doesn't comply with the Formula One technical regulations, it's not a Formula One car, is it? So, yeah, it's called cheating. Right? It's strange, that, isn't it? When you're not cheating, right? When Max hasn't got his stabilizers on, then Max can't lap consistently fast. He can pull the odd 1 lap out of the bag for qualifying pace, but he can't do it lap after lap after lap after lap after lap. Why not? Oh, because it's too much like hard work, and he'll scrub his tyres and he just can't maintain the pace. But when he's got his driving aids, then it's dead easy, isn't it? It's dead easy with the driving aids. The manufactured champion, the assisted champion, the cheat. An absolute fraud show. Anyway, that will do for this video. It might get blocked on the fact that I've used the footage, but it really disgusts me, the fact that F1 TV choose that message when there's no evidence that Hamilton did anything wrong. And then you've got Brundle bigging up Alonso, making Alonso out to have this special awareness and special skills. And yet, who has demonstrated that he's got them skills? Who has demonstrated that he's the one that avoided collisions? Spain 2021, Imola 2021, Monza 2021, before they hit each other, Karun, yeah? Where else? Well, Brazil 2021, Saudi 2021, Abu Dhabi, lap 1 2021. Who is the one that's jumping out the way, working so hard, scanning around them, making sure they're not going to get crashed out of the race? Well, that would be the best driver this sport has ever seen. That'd be Lewis Hamilton. But you don't like that, do you, lads? Why is that? Why is that? You know what you are. Anyway, thank you for your time on this one. I'm going to go through the other audio clips. And this, these. When I watch this show, it's just so much bullshit. There's one of them where it's like they call George Russell a superstar. Since when? What's George Russell ever done in this sport? Absolute jack all. Okay, so I'm going to go through them various audio clips that irked me when I was listening to them. So I'll take you through them. This shit show of a sport is not going to right itself, okay, until we take the action. So I am going to take action, because otherwise we're watching now a completely tainted whatever it is. You can't call it a sport, and there's no point in investing any time or emotion into it until it is basically just completely overhauled from top to bottom. Governing body's corrupt, all the broadcasters are corrupt, and it's just drama. It's just like showbiz this is now, and it's disgusting. Anyway, thanks for your time on this one, and make sure you tune into the other one where I take you through the audio clips. Thank you.